Welcome to another little tale. Hopefully you may enjoy it. Without further ado, let's get to it. The hospital night shift had a particular kind of silence, machines breathing for people, fluorescent lights humming, distant footsteps echoing through long corridors. It was the hour when the world felt paused. Room 417 was unusually crowded. Not with doctors. Not with nurses. With paperwork. Standing beside a rolling computer cart was a tall figure in black robes holding a tablet. The hood hid his face, but the faint glow of two pale eyes floated within it. The figure sighed. Yes, hospital Wi-Fi remains tragically unreliable tonight. Across the room, leaning against the wall beside a heart monitor, stood a tall jackal-headed being dressed in crisp linen robes with gold trim. His ears flicked in mild annoyance as he looked around. You complain every century about technology and yet you insist on using it. The cloaked figure lowered the tablet. Efficiency improves dramatically when souls arrive with digital records. The jackal-headed figure folded his arms. Your definition of efficiency includes endless forms and dreadful spreadsheets. The cloaked figure, known in many languages as the Grim Reaper, tilted his head. Better than chiseling names into stone tablets again. The jackal-headed god snorted softly. I told you before that chiseling was extremely dignified work. A long pause followed. Machines beeped. A nurse passed the doorway without noticing either of them. The Reaper leaned against the cart. Well, this is our third meeting already, which feels oddly like a reunion. The jackal-headed god nodded thoughtfully. Yes, first the nursing home incident with the false alarm. The Reaper groaned. Please never mention that oversight again. At least we got a new administrator out of it. Anubis chuckled, a surprisingly warm sound. Second meeting occurred during that unfortunate deadline check-in debacle. The Reaper pointed accusingly. You said the memo clearly stated deadline, not deadlined. You still misinterpreted the cosmic punctuation involved there. It started out a nice easy task. Just a quick catch-up on overdue soul processing. And instead some overzealous person shouted double bounce. The Reaper shook his hooded head. I still get HR complaints about that day. Another pause settled over the room. Anubis glanced at the patient sleeping quietly in the hospital bed. So tonight we simply collect one soul and depart peacefully. The Reaper looked at the tablet again. That was certainly the plan according to the schedule. Anubis narrowed his eyes slightly. Your tone suggests chaos may once again be approaching. The Reaper slowly rotated the tablet toward him. I may have accidentally scheduled 3 collections in the same room. Anubis stared. You booked overlapping soul appointments inside a hospital ward. The Reaper lifted his hands defensively. The software autofills location fields with alarming enthusiasm. Anubis rubbed his temple. You truly are the cosmic embodiment of administrative disaster. Footsteps approached the room. A doctor walked in, checked the patient's chart, and left again without noticing the 2 ancient beings standing beside the bed. The Reaper leaned closer to Anubis. Tell me honestly, do mortals always look this tired at night? Anubis tilted his head thoughtfully. Yes, though they also look remarkably resilient during difficult moments. The heart monitor beeped slowly. Steady. Calm. The Reaper sighed. I sometimes forget how fragile their timelines really are. Anubis nodded quietly. That fragility is precisely why their lives hold meaning. The Reaper tucked the tablet away. You always get philosophical during routine collections. And you always turn solemn work into awkward small talk. The Reaper chuckled softly. Awkward small talk prevents existential dread from dominating the shift. Anubis looked toward the doorway. At least tonight involves no false alarms or deadlines. The Reaper paused. Well, about that statement I just received an update. Anubis sighed deeply. If you say pastry delivery is approaching this hospital room. The Reaper checked the tablet again. A nurse ordered donuts for the night shift moments ago. Anubis stared at him. You somehow attract chaos like gravity attracts falling apples. The Reaper shrugged. I prefer to call it occupational ambience. The patient's breathing slowed. The monitor beeped once. twice. Then stopped. A faint shimmer rose gently from the bed. A quiet, glowing soul looked around in confusion. Anubis stepped forward calmly. Good evening, and please remain calm during this transition. The soul blinked. Oh, I was not expecting a jackal. The Reaper waved casually. Honestly, that reaction happens far less often than expected. Anubis gestured politely toward the door. Your journey continues, and we shall guide you peacefully. The soul nodded slowly. Thank you both for making this surprisingly pleasant. They escorted the soul into the hallway. As they disappeared into the dim hospital corridor, the Reaper looked at Anubis again. So where shall our fourth meeting occur eventually? Anubis thought for a moment. Hopefully somewhere with less paperwork and fewer pastries. The Reaper laughed. That sounds statistically impossible given my scheduling habits. Anubis sighed. Then at least bring reliable Wi-Fi next time. Their footsteps faded down the silent corridor. And somewhere behind them, a nurse entered room 417 carrying a large box of donuts. Thank you for listening to our little tale. I hope that you enjoyed it. Until next time, as always, be well.